Hello and welcome to a very messy desk. I've recently bought a new calculator and it's an interesting calculator. There's a sentence I don't use every day. But a follower on Twitter said, oh, that would be worthy of an unboxing video and sort of like a little review. I'm not really into like unboxing, but it comes in a box, you know. There we go. I took it out of the box. Inside the box is the Numworks calculator. There's a Numworks sticker. There's a nice yellow USB cable. Interestingly, this model is the N0120, which is the recentest hardware thing, and it's come with its USB-C. And there's also a little, what's this? A safety guide, which I hadn't looked at. But interestingly, this cover that it comes with is excellent. But and it slides off that way really easily. But if you try and sort of slide it on like this, it does go, but it feels a bit awkward. And then actually, I noticed that in the safety guide it says to open it, slide it off like that, but to close it, actually place it over and clip it on like that. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So yep, that's that. So what is the Numworks calculator? Well, it's first and foremost, it's a very nice sort of modern take on a graphing calculator. So it's got all your kind of, you know, standard stuff in there. It's got some nice like little kind of breaks with tradition. So for example, like it's the minus key also works as like the negative key. So there isn't like a separate negative thing, which I know like I've seen young people like struggle with that, or probably I've struggled with that myself at some points. Yeah, and it's a nicely thought out sort of graphing calculator. The graphing is pretty good. There's a statistics session, there's a solver session, but the thing that really got me interested is there is a Python application, and so it comes with a few Python scripts loaded on it, such as this one is for doing Mandelbrots. There's one that sort of plots squares, and you can run these applications. You can launch a little shell script, and then you can kind of run the application. Interestingly, it took me a while to realize this. If you use the var key, VAR, it gives you choices of the functions within the script. So if you've written a Python script and you've declared a few functions, you can call them using like the up-down keys to scroll through this menu here. So you can, run the little scripts. You can write the scripts on device. So like this is a little script I've written. It's actually just a little rejig of one that I've written in Python elsewhere for defining the surface area required for a certain descent rate of parachutes. So you can use the alpha key to use the sort of text input keys and stuff like that. So you can write scripts on here. But the brilliant thing about this calculator is you can log in online. You can go to the Numworks website and you can set up an account. And then even on Linux, it was really straightforward. There was a little script I had to download and install just move to a folder to like / etc /udev / rules.d or something. And then it would detect my calculator when I was on the little web app. And it flashed, for example, when I first started it, it said there was a firmware update available. Did I want to kind of collect and do that? So I did it the first time. I just skipped it and had to play with the calculator. But then when I went online and set up an account, I flashed like the firmware update, smooth as anything, took seconds, if that. It was barely noticeable, the very quick update. But yeah, once you've set up an account online, you can actually edit, you can write your Python scripts online, you can share them publicly or you can keep them private, and there's a brilliant sort of there's an emulator online which anybody can use that has sort of the button so it looks like the calculator and you can have a go, and that's a really good sort of thing to try to have a go at. And then when you're writing Python scripts online, there's kind of like a screen emulator, so you can sort of check that your code kind of runs, but it isn't actually the full emulator, which is a little bit annoying. But and then you can simply flash the script to the calculator, and there it is. You can also if you do sort of peck out a Python script on the calculator, you can do the opposite way. You can push the Python script up to your account online. So yeah, it's really cool. I'll show you the little that one going. So if I execute the script, use the VAR button. So I've just got a surface area thing. So I click execute. It says enter massive rocket in kilograms, so 2 kilogram rocket. Enter desired terminal velocity, 5 meters per second. Drag coefficient of the thing is, say, 0.9. So the surface area lead is 1.4295, blah, 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 meters squared. So yeah, it's a super cool little device, kind of like Python in my pocket. There's a lot of hoo-ha about these because the company started off as completely open source. Massive kudos for that. But then, unfortunately, they went to a more closed source model. I don't actually know the full history, so I'm not going to comment on that. But it does mean that the latest versions of these, you're pretty much stuck with the Numworks firmware, which is pretty good. If that's the feature set you want, is the stuff that's already on it. The older models allowed you to kind of replace the firmware pretty easily and stuff like that. I think their change from open to closed source was largely to do with being compliant with school moderation rules around exam modes for calculators. But as I say, I don't know enough to comment. Obviously, in my heart, I think it's sad when people go from open source to closed source, but there we go, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a sweet looking thing, and I hope to explore it more. And thanks for watching. Ta-ta!